have this one idea I'm particularly psyched out of my mind about. That's my combination of... What's the guy's name from Game of Thrones? Tyrion Lannister and comic book guy. Does it work? I love comic book guy. Hi, I'm Jason Oliveira, in case you didn't know, and this is the Road to 40. I've already had a drink. Actually, I can't say I've finished it yet. I will finish it, and I will make another one. Hopefully, I can milk this one for the next few minutes. I just had the last 2 hours of my life have been fantastic. Not that the rest of my life hasn't been. I had a good day today. Beautiful day. Wonderful day. Laid back with my mind on my money and my money nowhere to be found. I just talked to my friend Brad, who I'm going to be working on this project with, the drawings I've been showing you. I forgot to ask him if he doesn't mind if I throw them on here. I don't think he'll care, though. It's not like all four of you care. But it was great. So for about an hour, we just played catch up because we don't talk that often anymore, which is sad. It really, I don't know. He's a person that was in my life for a long time consistently through the thick and the thin. Like, there's very few people in my life that I can say have been there as much as Brad. We had a very, I don't want to say masculine relationship, but like, I'm very sensitive and open with my feelings. And Brad, I feel like with me, he has been to a certain degree. Maybe, and if I'm putting words in his mouth, I apologize right now, but maybe more than other people that he knows. I feel like we've grown so comfortable with each other through the years that, like, when I got married, at first I hadn't asked him to be my in the wedding party because I had a conversation with him once that I swear to God he said he hated being in weddings, and I thought maybe that was a hint, and it was never intended that way. Not at all. Like, I felt like after the fact, like, I heard that he was disappointed that I didn't ask him, and I was like, shit, I snubbed him, and I felt bad about that, and I'll always regret that till the day I die. I mean, and he would probably be like, dude, don't worry about it, it's stupid, like, the air is clear. But the first hour we just talked about video games and just all kinds of fun stuff before we got down to business, talking about characters and shots and angles and lingo. You wouldn't know much about the lingo, sorry. I'm just happy. I'm happy to talk to my lifelong friend. I think we'll be friends until one of us dies. Probably be me first. He's a healthy motherfucker. He moved to New York shortly after I moved to Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Part of me wants to say that he had already... No, I think his brother Gary had moved up there first and then came back. But Brad, he moved out to New York and went out on a limb and has made some awesome movies. He's a movie maker, a writer, director. He's done a lot of work for some shows you may have or may not have seen yet. There's a show called The Farm about local growing, and I think they finish each show or something with they cook them a dish or something like that. He wrote a few movies that I think you should watch. Rusty is the first one. I did some of the production art or post-production art, I guess, posters and promotional stuff for the movie. I got to go up to New York and check it out with him, and that's the first time I've ever been to New York City. New York City is an amazing place. I couldn't live there. God bless you if you can live anywhere near New York City. I could never do it. If I was single with no kids, yes. Right now, this point in my life, I mean, people evolve and they get used to things, and I'm sure they get used to it, and that's fine. But I remember being on like the subway, fucking hammered, and there's this Asian woman next to me. There's pictures of this out there, with like a baby on the subway at like 3 in the morning. We were doing New York Comic Con that year, which was just phenomenal. And thank you for the invite to that. If you're watching this, Brad, he set up a booth, best parking in the whole place, for what movie was it? The Assemblage of the Crystal Sphere. Now, I did the DVD art, and I did some of the pieces of art that are shown in the movie, which I wish I could redo it, and we could do a special edition of it, because I feel like I'm so much better now. I guess you'll always feel that way every few years, at least if you're striving forward. And I think this goes for his movies, too. Like, Rusty was good. The stuff I'd seen a lot of his, like, stuff growing up with, like, just the VHS camcorder and edited stuff with that. Like, that means he had to have like 3 VCRs going. Like, one's playing, one's recording, and it's a matter of like hitting those. God bless him, man. Allah bless him. Whoever. I don't give a shit. The God of the Smurfs. That's the movie I'm writing. No. So, extremely talented guy. He's still playing softball. We used to play, I think I've played softball on here. And that was written at the time that we first started hanging out, pretty much, because I was in a band with his brother Gary. Gary brought Artie and Brad over to the house. I was like, oh shit, I went to high school with you guys. Like, we never really hung out. We ran with different crowds. I ran with the mean crowd. Yeah. The artists. I guess we were both, if we had hung out in high school, it would have made sense now in hindsight. Just about everything we each loved. Nerdly role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, video games. Yeah, I used to love watching Brad play video games for hours, literally hours. Like, we talked about this tonight for a while, actually. There was only a few games that I was really good at and enjoyed playing. It was Tony Hawk. There was, we didn't talk about this, but Unreal for the Dreamcast. There was a car racing game that I wish I could tell you the name of it. It was so good for the Dreamcast, and if I ever find a Dreamcast, that's the first game I'm going for. It was so good. You'd love it, but I can't tell you the title because I don't know it. Speed Devils. That game was awesome. It was a fun, like, 4-player racing game. So it'd be me and Brad and like 2 other people, would be like Corey and somebody else. Would be playing this. Maybe Brian Reese some nights or Artie, and we'd just play it. Or if it was more people, we'd just switch it out. Like, D&D was fun for a long time, but hanging out became more and more fun the closer it got to me moving away, because we kind of would get together. We'd bring our dice and our characters and our books and all sit down at the table, smoke butts, drink coffee. I don't know when the D&D stopped, but that was a good time. We used to play video games every night. Me, Brad, and Corey. Sometimes not Corey, but most nights it was the 3 of us and Carol, and we would just play video games, and we would swear at the TV. Tony Hawk, I've told you this before, I'll tell you again. I promise you I'll tell you again. Tony Hawk brings out the devil, the dark traveler, the dark passenger in all of us. It's in there. Trust me. Play Tony Hawk and try to, like, beat each other's scores or, like, do certain things to 100% the level. Oh, man. I can't say that between the two and Brad and I, there's not many better players out there. Although I've seen some crazy scores. The high scores, when I got the HD version of that game, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm phenomenal with my techniques. It's called the swipe technique, the dual swipe technique. You come up, you double tap off of the ramp, so you get that. That's your first multiplier. Then you put yourself spinning either to the right or the left, up, diagonal, any of these directions, and it multiplies your score the more tricks you do. Well, we got to this point where I could just do it in so many different directions. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 directions. So you'd get a 9 multiplier, plus each time you spin a 360 or a 180, that's a multiplier. So you're constantly just doing sweep, pull, sweep, pull, sweep, pull, and then swipe. And that's the amount of moves. Like, sometimes if I was real high, I'd go for that third swipe. Yeah. But we would play video games for every night, and most nights we'd cook something, or we'd eat something, or we'd get something to eat. Well, Thursday nights were always breakfast. I know I've talked about this before, but I want to go into great detail, because if I'm going to talk about Brad and Corey, and I hope this holds your interest, because to me, it's a big part of my life, one of the biggest parts of my life, pre being married or anything like that. Every Thursday night, I would be working. I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again for the new viewers who haven't seen it. I'd be working in Avon or Canton, wherever, Avon, where Jordan's Furniture was. And usually Brad, he was working at Stream in Canton. He'd pick up Jess, or I'd pick up Jess. Whoever was closer and made more sense. Then we'd meet at the grocery store. Usually it was Stop and Shop. No, I think it was Shaw's in Taunton for the longest time. We'd meet at my house and go. But we thought, you know what, why don't we start meeting on the way home? That way, that I don't have to drive home, do my thing, go back out the door and get stuff. So we started meeting, and the 3 or 4 of us would always roam the aisles, up and down, left and right, and just do dumb things and find funny things to eat. But we'd always do at least a dozen eggs, if not 18 eggs. Depends who was coming over. A whole package of the frozen hash browns in our deep fryer, which fucked up my counter. It was nasty. We used to deep fry shit in there all the time. We wouldn't change that oil for like 6 months. We didn't care though. We were young and immortal. Sometimes we'd do something different in the deep fryer. I can't remember. Oh, French toast. We used to do the French toast in the deep fryer or on the stove. That was good. That wasn't done very often though, because the work involved in making French toast is so much more work than most other breakfast things. And most of them take a lot of time. I hate breakfast in the sense of cooking it in the morning. Because if Grayson comes down, I'm always nice enough. I think I'm a pretty good dad. I say, what do you guys want for breakfast this morning? Inevitably, one's like, I'll have hot dogs. The other one's like, I'll have scrambled eggs. And you're like, oh, why can't I just make a scrambled egg omelet like with hot dogs in it? That's not my point. Breakfast at the Oliver residence at 85 Winthrop Street. Look this up. 85 Winthrop Street. Taunton, Taunton, Massachusetts, 02780. Take a look on Google Maps. That house has gone through some major changes since then. But if you've ever been interested when I'm referring to my old house or my old city, take a tour of that city. Just like go up and down Route 44, around the Taunton Green, into Rainham, down to Plymouth. Just travel a little bit. You'll get to know my world really quickly. Because it's horrible. Sorry, Taunton. You're a terrible city. You just got voted one of the top 10 most boring cities in Massachusetts. I've been saying this for years. Nobody wants to believe me. It's nice to have friends and family there, but it's not where I'd want to live and die. It's not. I'm an explorer at heart. And now I feel trapped in Virginia. I'm not going to get on to that. Let's stay happy. Yeah. So his producer, Chris, is trying to find different ways to raise money for his new movie, Cryptid. So one of the ways was he wants to do a webisode of a prequel to the movie. And it involves about 160 pictures that I'll be drawing, inking, and possibly coloring. Oh, Brad. Why would you do this to me? In just over 30, 40 days. It's going to go longer. There's no way. Because it's already the 5th, 6th. I would have to do more than 5 pictures a day at this point. No human is capable of that. No machine. But I am going to do this. I'm going to tear through this, and it's going to be fucking awesome. And I'm going to be so satisfied when it's done. I see the final product. He's already sent me the trailer for his movie that he's going to refilm because he just wanted to do it. I can't remember what the reason was. And I'm going to just engross myself in this. So it's going to be hard because now I'm going to have to juggle the Road to 40 every night, which I refuse to give this up. And also be able to draw 8 or 9 pictures a day. 7 pictures a day for a while. But if anything is going to make me a better artist, drawing is going to do that. So the more I draw, the better. Great. Fantastic. Good. I need to challenge myself. My hand's going to start cramping up, though. You like my nails? I like my nails. I think I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to cut my hair, paint my nails, move to California, and I don't know. I have no idea. Anywho, yeah. So it's going to be fun working with him again. We had a great, and softball. I think that was the original part of the story. He's still playing softball. We used to play softball every Sunday, and I wrote that song, and there's a video. If I remember correctly, I'll put it right here. If I don't remember, then that's going to look stupid. So we're at about 15, we'll say. 15, blank, softball. If I don't do this right now, here and now, it'll never happen. But I have to look at this list to draw pictures tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. There's characters in the story. Sometimes you read a story and it's like, whatever. But this really paints a picture, and it invests you in the characters as well. And as I was reading it, most of my assumptions about the characters were right. Some of them weren't, but most of them were. Trevor, I feel like I just nailed him right on the head. He's a sociopath and a killer, and I can't say too much. I saw him very clearly, and he was written so well. He showed me in my mind exactly what he described to me tonight. So it's fun when things work out like that. A lot of work. I'm gonna have to do less penciling and more inking. I think just pencil it out quick, and then go back and tighten it up with ink. I'd like to use a brush. That would be really fun. Who knows? Well, I'm gonna start working on this damn thing pretty soon. So that's my friend Brad, and breakfast on Thursdays. Good times. Video games and hanging out. Great guy. So if you guys are loving these, I'm loving them, please subscribe to them and pass them along to anybody who who might be interested in watching me talk. If they're 39, it could be a huge bonding experience. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were tomorrow. And let's make the world spin a little happier together. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is The Road to 40. And I will see you tomorrow night, my friends. I hope that you are all well. Please do not crease the pages of the comic book. Or something like that. I don't know. Good night.